Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the ThePCelitist. My name is Woodsie.
My name is Shepherd.
And we're talking about a subject that was brought to us by our good friend and operator of our unofficial Steam group, Spitfire.
Yes, Spitfire 5592 or Spitfire 19, however you alias yourself.
Spitfire.
Yes, Spitfire. We greatly appreciate all of your very proactive efforts to assist us.
A Spitfire by any other name. It's still Spitfire. But he brought to our attention a NPR story about the death of PCs. Desktops, right. You're right.
Yes.
The death of desktops. And a lot of the reasoning comes from, basically during the radio show, was that people are using what you would basically use your PC for. What people in the past got their PC so they could have email, so they could have internet, but you have so many outlets now to do that with that is, as they often said during the radio program, is the desktop going the way of the dodo?
Yes. Way of the typewriter. Way of the mainframe.
Right. But since we're a PC gamer channel and not a PC channel, we're more consumed with the gaming aspect of PC gaming, and how does that affect PC gaming as a whole?
Yeah, so we'll start very briefly addressing the topic about our desktops dying. Well, very briefly, then we'll kind of transition that into even if whether they are or whether they aren't, whatever the answer is to that, how does that affect future PC gaming?
Right. I think me and Shepherd both agree that, and actually it was summarized pretty well by one of the guests.
Over and over again.
Yeah, that a PC will become like a truck. Trucks on the road. Trucks will never become non-existent. They just become marginalized in the people who actually want to own a truck. Mm-hmm. So they just become more of a niche thing.
No more ladies buying pink Tacomas, because a Tacoma is bigger than my father's old F-250 from the 90s.
Right. So people who have the need for a PC will get a PC. And, they'll still exist because sometimes you need your big computer. Sometimes you need some processing power or video processing power behind it. And if you want to play video games, which I do often.
I want to right now. I need to hurry this shit up so I can get back to War Z.
The question that came to mind when I heard the story is, I don't think it will really affect us who are already in the know and already in the niche of playing PC games. We will always have a PC in our house, and we'll always use it for different things, whether that be watching Netflix or playing video games. I think for the rest of my life, I will have a desktop computer. My question is...
Just one?
Maybe two. Maybe seven. But I will have one.
LAN party at my house every weekend.
The question I have, does this phenomenon, this eventuality, because I think we all agree that it will happen, that
maybe
most people grandma won't need a desktop anymore. In the day, I just want to check my emails and look at the YouTube.
Well, that's
right?
Because grandma doesn't know anything about computers. Like grandma calling and saying, untag me from those photos on Facebook. I don't want anyone getting into my online banking. They're not related, grandma.
Right, exactly. But I have a question of, does this affect the growth of PC gaming? Because the way I got into PC gaming was that my father just had to have a computer in the house. So I eventually played games on it, right? So does that limit the amount of PCs that are out there because people had a necessity just to have them in your house, and then the kids get a hold of them? Now everyone's just going to have their tablets for the rudimentary stuff, and only the professionals will have a PC for a very specific reason. So does that kind of limit the growth of our niche in the future?
I think it potentially could. Just real quickly to kind of weigh in, and he already kind of said it, I think a lot of you would agree, the extent to which PC desktops either continue to be a mainstay or whether they decline, it's all about what you need it for. And that's kind of like what Woodsie was saying. But like, if you need to do basic activities, just browsing, word processing, etc., why would you use something that's overpowered? We're not saying, because for the love of desktops, you need to keep using a desktop. No, it's inefficient. If you're going to be massively underutilizing the resources of that machine. So if more and more people need to do very basic things on a computer, why keep it? And one of the things that the NPR show brought up a lot was for creators of media, consumers of media, even just to stream, you don't need a very powerful processor. What you need is a solid internet connection,
right?
Than anything else. But the creators of media, people making digital media mainly, editors, they need big screens, powerful graphics, powerful processors, multi-cores. They need all of those things. So those people will continue to need. I think they mentioned several times, I can't create Blu-ray video on a tablet.
Right.
I just can't do it. Maybe in the future you'll have a powerful enough tablet, but mouse and keyboard, huge screen, all of these things, people will still need it. And as consumers of a lot of that high-end media, people making video games, they'll need all that stuff. Consumers of that high-end media, unless they're streaming it, will probably also want all that stuff.
So basically PC gamers get all the creative people and the professionals.
Yeah, we are the consumers. Yeah, we are the consumers of those big creators. And there was one quick note I love, because of the radio show, obviously we were listening to the recording, but it was happening live. And the host was saying, I got a bunch of gamers writing in saying, don't you touch our desktops. So I'm glad to see solidarity in the fight.
Yeah.
Nice job, PC gamers. I do think that desktops will become more of a niche. I wonder if this could actually be a good thing for PC gaming, because let's say right now there's a wide band of possible platforms on which you can play high-end video games. PC gaming, next-gen consoles, even some of the lower-end consoles. If PCs become more of a niche for gaming, will developers say, okay, we can more narrowly focus our efforts to create a game on this much tighter band of gamers? We can make games again just for the PC. It'll be a smaller consumer base, so our chance to make a lot of money might be significantly reduced. To what extent, we don't know. But at least we know we can target a specific audience. If that happens, and there's going to be a lot of if then, so just follow me on this line of thinking. If that happens, will it be worth it for the behemoths like EA, Activision Blizzard, etc.? Will it be worth it for them to put a lot of money into creating a game for a smaller market, just PC gamers? Let's say they don't think that it's worth it. Then you have this huge void in the market. There are going to be all these developers currently existing and those that have not yet been created who will want to capture that market share and be the big dog in the industry. I'm wondering if that'll lead to more competition, more innovation, more creativity. Who knows? And these are all, if A, then B, then C, then D, then we can talk about E. I understand that, but that's potentially an eventuality. But one thing is, we were very briefly talking about this beforehand, and I'll let you kind of elaborate on it, is as something becomes more niche, what does that do to the entry-level gamer?
Right. I was just actually thinking about that as you were talking, because I rarely listen to you as you speak.
Yes.
I just think about my own thoughts.
Yeah, just shut up so I can start my thing.
I'm not listening. I'm waiting for you to finish talking.
You bitch.
Do you think that it could make a more cohesive community in the PC gaming community? Because remember, I gave you my anecdotal story about my girlfriend's cousin who wanted to get into PC gaming because he was so intrigued by my and her brother's discussion about StarCraft and World of Warcraft that he wanted to do it. But he had this little tiny tower that you couldn't possibly fit. It's just a solid piece. You buy it, you can't open it, you can't do anything to it. So he's like, can I put a video card in there? I'm like, no, you can't. You can't mod it. As people kind of move away from these towers that you can modify, then it would seem to me that everyone who's left are people who specifically went out to buy a big tower, whether they be professionals or they're moving into the PC gaming arena. So it's a very specific reason you have this large tower. Mm-hmm. And especially if you are a professional, you just want to use, you like your big screen and your keyboard, and you like your big computer, and you say, I'm getting a video card so that way I can play games as well on my expensive PC. You're doing that for a very specific reason, so that if there's no people who just accidentally fall into this, like, I have a game on a PC, I have a game on an Xbox, like, what's the difference? Mm-hmm. That you bought a video card or you built this PC for a very specific reason, and that was to play video games on your PC. Mm-hmm. So are we making a more cohesive community, although you have to get into that community with intent? Yeah, and I think that one of the things I've had frequent discussions with Woodsie about this. I've always wanted to be part of a community. And I am in certain circles, like the IT community. You belong right here with us.
I know. But I don't feel that there's this really strong, cohesive, for example, not into comics, not into Magic the Gathering. I'm not into any of these, I won't say subcultures, but just these smaller, tight-knit communities of people who, as soon as you find out there's another member, the two of you can instantly click and start talking.
Right.
I don't feel like there really is that with PC gaming. I feel like it's completely incidental if you overhear a conversation, someone's talking about a game that you know is PC, because it's the worst thing in the world is you're like, oh, that guy's talking about this game, and you walk over, oh, he's talking about the console version.
Right.
And we can't really talk because I'm playing the full version and you're playing the console version. But I don't feel like there's this cohesive community. I'm wondering if it does indeed become more niche, if there will be that community, and that the strength of that camaraderie will actually help people get into gaming on an entry-level basis. I was on the periphery of PC gaming growing up because my parents always had a computer, but I was like, I think I told you, I'd go into the store, look at the box, and say, ugh, minimum requirements. We're not at 1 megahertz yet.
Right.
We're not at 1 gigahertz yet. I remember those days. 286.
Oh.
Yeah. But once I
a
was plugged
around.
into a community of you and Rousdower, that's when, my roommates in college, they played some games, so that's when I bought a computer that could handle it. But I didn't really start getting into building my own rig and actually caring about it more than just the average gamer until I met you and Rousdower. And I had support. We kind of all learned together as we put our rigs together and played games together. And I'm hoping that as the community tightens, if it indeed does, that, just by through your friends and people you meet, that is how people who are considering getting into it but don't really know, and they don't really have the cash to just buy a $2,000 custom-built rig on iBuyPower or Digital Storm or something. Maybe there's an element to that. If the community actually becomes a community, not just a market segment that we're referred to in industry analysis.
Right.
Maybe there's something there. I don't think that there's cohesion. I don't think that there's a recognizance of we are PC gamers.
Well, that's kind of, like a guy we met through the channel, Rapid Fire, who we clicked with. And I remember he told me that, he made a very specific move, like going into PC gaming. And then a friend of his who I started playing with on War Z, that's not as good as DayZ. Just make sure that's out there. This guy Subliminal, who, he's in, I forget what business he's in. He's like in digital, like, I can't remember. But he had to buy a computer. So now he's playing games on it. Like, if these are the people we're gaining, professionals who are playing,
tech savvy
guys who specifically move to the PC for very specific reasons. Mm-hmm. Like, I like that that's where our community grows, not some kid who just went onto his dad's computer and said, "What's this game?" and started playing.
You mean the way you came about? So you don't want people like you.
I
want
guess.
People like me.
I don't know. That's a good point, but that's kind of what I did. But I was extremely intelligent for my age.
A precocious child of only 26.
Well, it will limit growth, but I mean, isn't that kind of what we always poke fun at console games?
Quality over quantity.
Kind of.
There will be 16 of us, but damn it, we will be impressive.
Right. But isn't that kind of what we make fun of? The average console gamer is like, here's your console for Christmas, now leave me alone. And they get their headset on.
Do your homework before you start playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why their community is annoying, is because it's just 12-year-olds who got it for Christmas. I mean, that's the joke. I mean, I'm not saying that's the indicative of the entire of the entire community, but I mean that's what we kind of poke fun at.
Yeah, just the same as we apparently all play games in our mother's basement.
Right. Yeah. How was your mom, by the way? Should I go upstairs and say hi?
Shut up.
Anyway, so I think our general consensus is that it will become more niche. That the desktop isn't dying just because people are looking at the internet in other ways.
Yeah,
it
won't be your go-to for run-of-the-mill computing, but that's fine. That doesn't bother us. Again, why would you use an overpowered machine inefficiently? Right. Yeah, we're all about efficiency here.
Right. We want to cut the fat on the people who are playing games with us.
Yeah,
that's
why we're libertarian. Anyway.
Well, tell us what you all think. You can go to our Steam page.
Which, again, Spitfire19 on Steam is his name, has been graciously good enough to us to start the official PC Elitist Steam group.
The last week, the player of the week was Rapid Fire Reaper.
Because he was the only one who played that. But yes, please check out the group. Find us on Steam. I'm just now recently playing Left 4 Dead again, the first one.
Because you have a zombie...
I have a zombie itch right now, for sure.
Right.
Because of how bad The Walking Dead ended. Season 2.
We should have a whole video on that one.
Yeah, we should.
So add us on Steam, The Woodsie Lord.
And Shepherd Book.
Shepherd Book. That's right.
Does it go by the current handle you're using? Because theoretically, anyone could have the same handles we have.
I don't know. We'll look into it and put it in the comments.
Find us through the PC Elitist group.
The Steam page, yeah.
Yeah.
The unofficial PC Elitist group. But yeah, please tell us what you think. Listen to the audio. My name is Woodsie.
My name is Shepherd. This is the PC Elitist, signing out.